What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Unsupervised with your boy Brandon and Jacob. So, we are filming at Brandon's house today. A little different. We decided to go to the liquor store because it opened at 10. We looked around. He let me look around. He let me explore. I was a kid in a candy store. I felt really cool to explore the liquor store because I don't really go in and explore the liquor store all that often. And we today are going to go with the Old Smoky cookie dough. Yes, cookie dough. And let me tell you, it smells like cookie dough.
It smells like cookie dough.
It smells like cookie dough.
Good job.
So we're going to do a couple different drinks today with the Old Smoky Tennessee cookie dough whiskey. We are going to try it with ginger ale.
Canadian dry for people that are not
Obviously,
in the know.
Coca-Cola.
Everybody's favorite.
And then we're going to do a little off the wall Dr. Pepper. So we are going to start with the ginger ale first. So Brandon's going to get those poured up.
Poured up.
But while he's pouring that up, 4th of July is coming up. Be safe out there. Fireworks and everything. Every year there seems to be an accident with people and fireworks. So be safe out there. We still will be doing our episode. Nothing's going to change. So make sure you tune in, subscribe. Facebook page is going to be up and launched hopefully by this weekend. So make sure you stay tuned for that. We're going to be basically posting our drinks and stuff on there, how we do it, how many shots, how we pour them and stuff like that. So you guys can go out and try them. And then, yeah, we're starting with the ginger ale first.
Well, maybe since we'll have some time, maybe we can explore the Crown Collection.
Yes, we can. His Crown Collection, that one will be coming soon. We are going to be
got a little something just kind of show off.
Yeah, we got a little something here, a little bullet, a little Harley Davidson bullet.
That's not quite what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, so everybody knows that I'm trying to get my Crown Collection back up and going, and it's been a little bit of a struggle, obviously, because you got to have the money to do it, and mine's coming along pretty well, but my man had an extra one, so he helped me out.
XR Blue.
Yes.
It's the baby version of the XR Red that is no longer being made. Neither is the XR Blue, but is a big need to a collection.
Yes.
I drank that bottle fully. Open it up. Show the people what they're missing out on.
All right.
As I have now made the Old Smoky cookie dough with ginger ale. Since he can figure out how to open the box.
Shut up. And like I said, it is very, and it literally just, ooh. Look at that. I mean, this bag is absolutely, top of the line. You can't go wrong. And then the bottle itself is just absolutely beautiful, I have to say. One of my favorite Crown bottles, I have to say.
Take the top off. It's a cork. It pulls. You pull it out. Hey!
Smells empty.
It smells empty. It was good. It was good going down.
But yeah, like I said, I appreciate it. He's helped me out with my Crown Collection. Like I said, hopefully I'll be able to get a full one of my own at some point down the line. He's working on trying to get the red one. That's his next goal. He wants to get the red.
It's a big goal.
It's a big goal.
That's very scarce.
Our goals are on different ends of the spectrum right now. I'm still trying to get some of the smaller ones that I have not been able to get yet. And he's trying to get the ones where I'll be homeless if I try to buy them right now. So
he'd be in the doghouse.
Pretty much.
I was in the doghouse when I bought the Crown Apple. But she was there. She told me to do it. So a little different. But like I said, that's his newest addition to his collection. And maybe come around the 4th of July, we'll explore that with some of the time off we've been granted.
Yes.
But here's the ginger ale, and you gotta give it a little mixy.
Yes, I do. I gotta get a little bit mixy. Gotta use my bullet here.
A little mixy.
Yes, sir. Hey, you got to. And this is the ginger ale. So, like I said, it's pretty good.
Terrible. Again, it has a very cookie doughy flavor.
It does.
Like it tastes like cookie dough, like you're drinking cookie dough. If you really like the flavor of cookie dough, it's a tough one. I would honestly, I want it in. I'd give it. I'd
say 6.5.
I would say a solid 7. I would rate it at a solid 7. It's a good little sipper. Not a big glasses. I didn't fill it up much past here, as we do have a lot to try to sample for you guys in a kind of quickly manner. But it's not bad with ginger ale. By no means. It's pretty good. it gives a very good Old Smoky so far of what I've ever had and what we've had. It's not syrupy. So you don't have to worry about very overly syrupy, sticky. I mean, it is. I mean, it's sticky on the bottle, but it's not sticky in the drink when you drink it. Like, Oh, look at him go. Like, I mean, he just chugs away.
Like I said, for me, 6.5. I'm not mad at the 7. The cookie dough is. I mean, I didn't expect the cookie dough to be so strong. I'll tell you that right now. It is.
Kind of hits you a little bit.
It hits you really quick, and I'm not mad at it though. But like I said, 6.5 for me for the ginger ale.
Yeah. While I clean these out, tell me how you feel about the Bulls trade.
So yes, so we did have a trade that went down. The Chicago Bulls traded Alex Caruso to the Oklahoma City Thunder for Josh Giddey. And let me tell you something. The players may not make a whole lot of sense to everybody. They don't make a whole lot of sense to me in the instance of like, didn't see that trade fully coming. But for OKC, I'm not mad at it. They understand that SGA has took the leap. Obviously, you got Chet. He stayed healthy this whole year, played all 82 games. He looked good. Obviously, had a lot of things to work on when it came playoff time. But they needed that extra...
defensive presence, I think.
Dort was great, but Alex Caruso gives you that defensive presence, but also gives you a scoring option as well. So I'm not mad at it. But for Josh Giddey, though, I'm really surprised to see Oklahoma City move off him, if you want me to be real. For the simple fact of everything that he's gone through off-season with the allegations of dating an underage woman. Or
are you more weird that the Bulls took all the allegations on?
Well, I have to tell you this. If you're a Chicago Bulls fan, I'm really sorry for you. I am. Because I don't understand what your front office is doing. But for OKC, I would give this trade a B+. For the Bulls getting Giddey, maybe a C-.
If we're grading it out, in the Coke. If we're grading it out, I would put the trade for the Bulls at a B-. I think you have a very high potential player that has not obviously reached his ceiling being so young.
Yes.
I give the OKC a solid A if they extend Caruso. I think he's going into the last year of his deal. Could be wrong, but I think he's going to the last year of his deal. If they extend him, keep him there, I think that's a great pickup defensively.
Interesting fact,
and he can bring the ball up to take some of that pressure off.
I believe was drafted or signed by OKC back when he first started, and they waived him. So
he'll get that up to make sure that we'll fact check that real quick.
Yeah.
See who drafted Alex Caruso. That'd be crazy if that's who actually drafted him. So, back on the Old Smoky, Tennessee cookie dough. It's just something very hard to try to figure out to mix with. So we have a lot of ideas.
Yeah.
And so now we're trying the Coca-Cola.
Yep.
Pepsi, if you like Pepsi, go Pepsi. But I think we both like Coca-Cola a little bit more. If Coca-Cola put Coke back in, I think everybody would like Coca-Cola a little bit more. A little pour there. Sorry, you guys can't see it, but we're working on
Alex Caruso was... he's been in the league 7 years.
What was he drafted by?
Well, it doesn't really... It doesn't say. Team Chicago Bulls.
Lordy.
It does. I mean, it says he started out with the New York Knicks in 14. Oh, no, that was his last 5 games. Sorry.
He was. Alex Caruso started his professional career as a member of OKC Thunder, just not at the NBA level after going undrafted. So that's he's came along. I mean, kudos to him.
Yeah.
He signed with the Oklahoma City Blue in the G League. Yeah. So he went undrafted.
Yeah, he was. I saw something where he said that he started there but was eventually let go. So
this is the Old Smoky cookie dough. Get a little mixy mix.
Yeah, a little mixy
with
mix.
Coke.
Yep. You gotta have a little mixy mix.
He was a little stir. He's all about the little mixy mix. He got his little bullet, his little Harley Davidson over there.
You gotta have a little mixy mix.
So Alex Caruso was undrafted, and he's made a lot of money for a undrafted free agent G Leaguer that has develop into I would say probably
two-way player.
A two-way, definitely a 3D guy that can handle the ball, necessarily not the offense, but can bring the ball up for you. And really, he's a nuisance on defense.
I mean, you can't really.
Can't debate them stats with the Lakers, and then what he did with the Chicago Bulls. I mean, the Bulls paid him.
He's a career 38
from three.
From three. So
I mean, that's about damn near. You round up, that's 40% from three.
About 40%. So I mean, yeah, I can't argue about that. So cookie dough and Coke.
Cookie dough and Coke. I like it personally a lot more than the Canadian Dry.
Yeah.
Or the ginger ale.
I'd say 7.5 for me on this one. It gives you a little bit more.
It's really a point and a half better.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's about, I would say, about a half better. Because I'm really holding out a little bit of hope on my grading system here. But it's definitely the pop. I think timid's the cookiness of it a little bit. And now it's good, and I think the pop makes it a lot more of a good. Just you could drink a bottle of it. Like, it's very smooth. There's no bite to it. You just got to find that kind of happy medium. And I think the Coke and the cookie dough mix pretty good.
Yeah, I think the Coke goes very well with the cookie dough.
Now, still speaking on the NBA talk, we have the Lakers.
Yes.
Finally landed their head coach.
With some controversy that's going to come behind it.
Well, I mean, they went after the UConn head coach.
Didn't work out.
And they just couldn't give him enough money to make him leave, chasing a three-peat there, which would be huge. No one's did it since UCLA. Yeah, UCLA. And no, UCLA was the last one that
repeated. Yeah.
And so, but they got JJ Redick. They signed JJ Redick.
4-year deal. We don't know the money yet.
They have not came out with the money. To me, it's the biggest part, though.
Yeah.
To me, you have to tell me how much did you pay him.
Well, because he has no coaching experience on any level. Not middle school, high school, college. Has not set on the bench.
He's a commentator. He has a podcast with Braun. Now, some people are going to say we're going to cut this. We're shut that narrative down. LeBron has no impact. Now you all have your opinion.
Came out and said he had no
impact on who you hired. He said hire somebody for AD, not me. Somebody for the future.
On the back end of his, he's basically on the end of his
career. I
think
Braun understands. If I get a chip, cool. If I don't, it's cool. But I can still play. If we can compete for a championship, I want to compete. I think it's more of get me the players to play. Like look at what the Mavs did at the trade deadline.
Yeah,
they got PJ. They got PJ
Washington,
and they got one more other player that's skipping our minds, and it propelled them to the NBA championship. And the Lakers could have made those moves just as easy. It didn't require anything. It did come out that they did try to get Kyrie back when he was on the Nets, and they chose to go with the Mavs deal. But what's your thoughts?
Going back, so hiring JJ Redick, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not really surprised. His name was the big deal. I think the Lakers were hesitant for JJ Redick in a lot of ways. Obviously, on a side note, Monty Williams was let go by the Detroit Pistons after one season. He's still getting paid by the Suns, and he's getting paid by Detroit. When that first initially happened, I'm like, man, maybe you should look at Monty. They tried to offer him the job a couple years ago, and he took the Phoenix job. And so why not? But they went ahead with Jay. We'll get to the Monty Williams situation in a minute. But speaking on JJ, I get you say the money's the most important part for you. For me, I think the most important part is who's going to be on your staff. There is a rumor that Scott Brooks, Rajon Rondo, Jared Dudley, and Sam Cassell could possibly be his staff. And if that, I think I got the names right.
Right.
Yeah. But if that is going to be his staff, I like it a lot because of the IQ that's in the room. Now, when you are going to coach LeBron James, you have to come with your best game plan because LeBron's IQ is just so fucking good. It really is. You have to come with people. And Rajon Rondo is somebody that's going to challenge LeBron, even though LeBron's fucking 40 years old. He's still going to challenge him. And you need guys that are going to be willing to challenge LeBron. I don't know if JJ Redick would be able to challenge LeBron, even though they're friends and they have the podcast and whatnot. It's going to be tough because you have to put that stuff to the side when you're playing games. And having Rajon Rondo, Sam Cassell, and Scott Brooks is going to be very important. So I really hope that really is his staff. But
I think
what is the overall What are you expecting from J.J. Redick in his first year? Well, you got to be at least be playing at bare minimum. You can't be on the outside looking. It has to be at least playing.
Oh, I'm thinking top 6.
It's gonna be very interesting.
Depending on so they. Obviously, you know, how he fills out his staff from his assistant.
The staff's very important.
I would like to see, as his assistant coach, I'd like to see Rajon Rondo as his assistant. I think that'd be perfect. Absolutely perfect. Rajon Rondo deserves that leap. He has been a coach at lower levels.
Well, a lot of people thought he was going to get the Kentucky head coaching job, and everyone thought for sure Rondo was going to get that, and they didn't give it to him. So,
and again, Rondo obviously hasn't been on that big level, but he was a point guard. His IQ is phenomenal. LeBron has spoke on it, and if LeBron is saying you have a great IQ, you might have a great. Obviously have a great IQ at the game of basketball. He's won a chip in LA. He knows how to handle.
He's won a chip in Boston
LA.
Too. He's won chips with two of the most
with Boston
franchises. So
with both of them. So I mean, and that's big. And I do believe that I think Rajon Rondo would be a great assistant head coach and a future head coach somewhere else in the NBA if he got that opportunity.
The staff is very important for J.J. Redick. The staff's going to be very, very key for me.
He has to definitely get a nice amount of some older coaches on the back end of his staff to kind of help guide him through certain situations.
Yeah.
But he's a former player. And I think as some former players we've seen done really good. Jason Kidd obviously was in the NBA Finals. Has came on. It took a little bit, but he's now came on. But we also saw Steve Nash flame out the net.
As great as Jason Kidd was, let's not forget, Jason Kidd when he first started was not that great. He had struggles.
But didn't he start with the Bucks? He started elsewhere.
He was with the Nets, and that didn't go great.
It wasn't a great stint. There was
Steve Nash didn't start that.
Who was the head coach of the Bucks that got fired mid-season? That was a former player.
Oh,
was that not Jason Kidd?
I don't think Jason Kidd.
Didn't Jason Kidd also go to the WNBA?
Maybe it was Jason Kidd. Maybe it was Jason Kidd.
Yeah, that was Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd started with the Bucks, then he went to the Nets, and then he didn't get another job until he got the Mavs job.
Well, didn't he also go to the WNBA?
Mm-mm.
Who's
Bill Laimbeer? I think was in the WNBA for a while. But again, I'm not mad at the hire. At the end of the day, I know a lot of people are like, oh, JJ skipped the line. Look, at the end of the day, you have to do an interview, and obviously the Lakers, Jeannie Buss is not going to hire just anybody for the Lakers head coach. And if LeBron says he didn't have nothing to do with it, I honestly feel like I believe LeBron. Now, if this was younger LeBron, I wouldn't necessarily believe that. But this is being older LeBron on basically the end of his career. And he said, go get a coach for AD, because AD is going to be here a lot longer than me. LeBron's probably got maybe another, at most, 2 years left. So, why would you get a coach for LeBron knowing that he's going to be gone in 2 years? That wouldn't make any sense.
The reason why I believe LeBron said that was that it wasn't LeBron that came out and said
Granted,
it. It was reporters that came out and said it.
It was great to see the J.J. Redick and LeBron podcast last as long as it did. Now that is over. You're not going to be able to have a podcast when you're coaching a player. At least I wouldn't assume you'd be able to. But
probably
But
not.
Speaking on coaches still, obviously, like we said, Monty Williams was fired from Detroit.
Did. Actually, I was right.
You were right.
So he was an assistant. Actually, wow, Jason Kidd was actually an assistant from 2019 to 2021 for the Lakers.
That's right.
He was the head coach of the Bucks. I thought Giannis had a problem with it.
Giannis he said he didn't want Jason Kidd to leave. Remember, he was upset that they were going to fire Jason Kidd.
Yeah, so I thought Giannis had a problem with him leaving. From 2014 to 2018, he was the head coach of the Bucks. And then 2019 to 2021, he was an assistant coach of the Lakers. And then from 2021 to current with the new extension that he just got.
I remember he was with the Brooklyn Nets as well.
With the Maps.
He was with the Nets.
He also he had a stint with the Nets, Bucks, and Lakers.
Because remember he called the fake timeout where he spilled the drink. Remember the whole incident where he had spilled the drink?
He had he wasn't a head coach, but he got the interim role there. So that's a little bit different from JJ Redick. JJ Redick has no experience there, but he was obviously another point guard like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, but Steve Nash isn't a good example because he flamed out with the Nets.
Again, I get why everybody's upset. People feel like you have to work for something, and people feel like JJ didn't work for it. And at the end of the day, I can't control that narrative. We'll have to see how it works out. It's going to be interesting because he's going to have a lot to manage because there's going to be a lot of expectation because you are the Lakers head coach. But again, me personally, I think at bare minimum, you have to be in the play-in. Bare minimum, I know you're saying 6
You have to miss the play-in. Like, at this point, with the even with the current roster constructed, you have to be better than Darvin Ham.
I'll ask you this. Is he an upgrade from Darvin Ham in your personal opinion?
Yes, because Darvin Ham was a horrible head coach in my opinion.
A lot of people don't feel that way.
If you and I are sitting here thinking you need to call a timeout, you need to try to kill this momentum, and he's not, and you're literally watching 40-year-old LeBron crawl to the other side of the court, you probably should get them a breather. The momentum.
Darvin Ham, speaking of Darvin Ham, he is an assistant coach on Doc Rivers' staff in Milwaukee. He's going back to where he started.
He's just
back where he was originally, but I do think it is an upgrade in the instance of the IQ. Maybe not coaching because Darvin Ham has been on a lot of benches and stuff, but IQ, it is a huge upgrade because J.J. Redick has a high IQ. Well, he understands the game, and he was coached by Coach K. I get it was in college, but that still matters.
But, it's tough to say because Darvin Ham was a player as well, but he wasn't a point guard.
He wasn't like a point
guard.
Wasn't like a rotational player. He
had a very decent career in the NBA, but Jason Kidd was the orchestrator.
Jason Kidd, yeah.
He has the IQ, and I'm curious to see. I'm really curious if the roster, how they fill out their roster.
Yeah.
Like, are you going for? We're pushing the chips, and we're going to try to go all in for the next couple years.
What do you do with D'Lo? What do you do with D'Lo?
Like, do we bring D'Lo back? Well, I think it's a player option, so it's kind of up to him. There's a couple players that are on player options that they can choose to come back or not. But I'm curious how they construct the roster. How they construct the roster is how you really have to base J.J. Redick off of his first season.
Yeah.
His first season based off the roster, in my opinion. That's why I'm really curious to see what they do. I'm curious about the money they paid him versus what they're trying to give the UConn head coach. And I'm very curious the roster.
Even the UConn head coach, we were under the assumption it was a 10-year deal. And it came out, it was more like a 6-year deal.
Well, we were under the impression it was like $100 million plus. Like, it was going to make him like top 3 money. Like, he was going to be top 5, definitely top 5 paid, and it was like top 7. But, and it's like, why would I leave when I can pretty much make them pay me that now? But even though he came out and said that's the reason why he talked to the Lakers, wasn't like he wanted the 3-peat. It's for me personally, it'd be hard to leave a collegiate level that I'm building because you build.
He built it.
You build something. So it's kind of like Bill Self built. Well, it's kind of hard to say. That's kind of hard. Bill Self has built upon what was already been built for KU in the Jayhawks in Allen Fieldhouse. UConn's always been decent, but he's built something there. It's always hard for a coach to leave with something. Well, for me personally, it'd be hard to leave.
You're chasing history too. You're chasing something that hasn't been done.
A 3-peat.
Like the 60s or 70s.
And he has a lot of those. Some of the guys are leaving, some of their seniors, but he has a lot of recruits and a lot of those guys that are returning. So it's there. But moving on from what we think about them.
Again, back on Monty Williams was fired by Detroit after 1 season.
He's still getting paid though.
He getting paid from Phoenix. He getting 60 bands from Detroit.
I think he's getting $25 million still from the Suns.
I said this on my TikTok. You want to know why some organizations are trash? And this is a prime example.
The Pistons.
Like, you have to let them build. I get it. I really do. You want to win now. But when you change head coach, you're changing a whole new system. If you're a player, you're the star player. If you're Cade Cunningham, you've been with Monty Williams. You understand the system. Now you have to find a whole new coach. Granted, I don't know who the fuck you're gonna hire now because there ain't nobody out there that you're gonna get that's even gonna remotely make sense.
Well, there's nobody that's gonna push the meter.
So, and if you're Cade Cunningham and you're a star player and you have all these guys, you have to learn a whole new system, and that hurts the player development because then I come in, I want to change what you're doing and how I run, and that can hurt you, and that's the problem. You want to know why certain organizations stay relevant? Look at the Spurs. Pop's still there. Look at Miami, still there. Steve Kerr, even though I have my disagreements with Steve Kerr, they're still there. The Lakers are always going to be there because they're
the Lakers.
They're the Lakers. I mean, Tom Thibodeau, he's been places and
I think the best thing that fits what you're trying to
say. Let these coaches coach and grow.
Well, I think the best thing that fits what you're trying to say, coming to my mind, the Cavs. Holy shit, the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have a star in Mitchell, And then Garland, that is potentially an up-and-coming franchise star that's having issues with Mitchell, apparently, who's already submitted himself.
Yeah.
And they fired the head coach.
JT Biggerstaff. Again,
what
he
do you
built
mean?
that team.
What do you
guy.
like?
Look at Orlando. They gave him an extension. Yeah. Built the team.
Oh, boy, I have a problem with that extension, though, too.
Again,
I just wish we were head coaches and just get fired and hired, because I'm getting paid. I'm going to the Bahamas. You're going to find me for years.
I guess my point is you want to know why you're not relevant. You get a new GM. Fire that guy. Like, you have to build something.
How do you pay Monty Williams make him a top 5, top 4
years,
head coach?
$65 million left on that deal, dog. Like, that's
and
crazy.
You fired him after 1. What'd you expect? Win the NBA championship? You're in a rebuild.
You're Detroit. You're not good, man. Like,
you paid this dude all this money to bring in who? I don't understand that move at all. You're in a rebuild. He understood that rebuild. He really turned that job down. They're like, we'll give you all this money. I'm not going to turn down this money. His wife is actually fighting a cancer battle, and that's why he was stepping away for a year to be with her.
Yeah.
And then, we'll give you all this money. Okay, I'll be the number 3 highest paid head coach in the NBA. Sure. Why not? And then
it's just sad. Like, there's a reason why certain franchises won't be good.
Well, it's sad for the franchises and fans, but not for the head coaches, because that shit's guaranteed.
Speaking on the main topic of the NBA, the Boston Celtics are the NBA champions this season. They won their 18th championship, breaking the tie with the Los Angeles Lakers. They beat the Mavs 4-1.
Boo.
It was an unfortunate finals this year.
It was a very boring finals. It was very boring, and I tell you what, I'm not a conspiracy theorist at all. But damn, watching that game. Foul. Why you foul me? Bro, why you foul me? Put your hand up. Shit, bro, why you foul me like that, dude? I can play basketball like Jaylen Brown plays if that's a foul in the NBA Finals.
Again.
When a big 6'10" dude's like this and the 6'6" guys go, oh, foul. Bitch, what do you mean?
I will say
What do you mean? No.
As much as I don't like Boston and I didn't like their path to the NBA Finals, I respect that they still showed up. They only lost 3 games this whole postseason. At the end of the day, they are champions. Now, the bigger story I want to talk about in this is people are bitching about Luka Doncic and his defense. And again, this is my problem. The series before, you praised him for his defense, and then in the NBA Finals, you turned out, can you win with Luka Doncic? You would. The Mavs wouldn't be in the position they were in without Luka. Luka led the entire playoffs, Eastern and Western, in points, rebounds, assists, deflections, all that. But yet, deflections means you have to kind of somewhat play defense a little bit. But he's only the second player to do it. Last year was Joker. This year was Luka Doncic. Luka, again, yes. Does Luka need to lose a little bit of weight? Does he need to be a little bit better on defense? Yes. But what he means offensively is way more important than what he means defensively. That's why the head coach is there to put him in positions to hide him. Like the Boston Celtics did with Jason Tatum. Let's stop acting like Jason Tatum is this all first team defense guy. He's not. Trust me. He's fucking not. They literally got him hiding in the corner guarding P.J. Washington, okay? There's a reason why he's in the corner guarding P.J. because that's where P.J. stands. So that's my point.
When you heard, there was a steal at half court, who was it?
Luka.
No. On the Boston Celtics side. When there was a steal that happened, it was Drew Holiday.
Yeah.
Or it was Jaylen Brown. You know what Jason Tatum was? He plays the 4 because they play semi-small. But the dude also is like almost goddamn 6'8". So, he can play the 4, small forward, whatever. But Jason Tatum's defense isn't all worldly
this is
either.
My problem with the sports media. You got to praise him in one series and tear him down in the other.
The problem is
I will agree. Luka needs to lose
I think he needs to lose weight,
he needs to slim down.
But he needs to get bigger.
Bigger is a muscular. He needs to get more physical. But
he needs to gain the right kind of weight. He needs to lose weight, but gain the weight in the right sense so that he can kind of have the endurance. But it's hard to play both ends.
The Mavs are not going to have the potential to get back. They're all young. Outside of Kyrie, they're all young.
Yeah.
And again, at the end of the day, I'm happy for the Mavs. It's unfortunate that it wasn't more competitive. I didn't expect the series to go 4-1. But staying on the topic, Jaylen Brown was your Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Rightfully so.
Shocked a lot of people for whatever reason. But he was the guy. He was also your Finals MVP. And there were 3 people that voted for Jason Tatum for Finals MVP. Malik Andrews voted for ESPN, voted Jason Tatum. Doris Burke, who I am absolutely hurt that you voted for Jason Tatum, because I know you know basketball way better than that, and you know better, and you know better. She voted for Jason Tatum. And Gary Washburn, Boston Globe. Seems a little sus.
That's very sus. That
very
somebody
sus.
is voting.
Why is somebody from Boston Globe voting?
And the NBA Finals is voting for the Finals MVP.
Again, 3 people voted for Jason Tatum. And I'm going to tell you,
hang on. Out of, I'm going to count it live. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 people. So there's 11 votes. Oh, here we go. Shit, my bad. 11 votes.
3 people voted for Jason Tatum.
11.
And one hurts my heart because Doris Burke, who I love, she's a great analyst, a great mind, high IQ. She knows better.
Not in that moment.
She knows better. Jason Tatum, this is my problem. On First Take, they literally said in Game 4, if they would have swept the Boston, if Jason Tatum was to explode and have a monster game, he'd be my Finals MVP. How can one game make you Finals MVP? Jaylen Brown, this whole run, not even just the final, the whole fucking run has been the best player on the Boston Celtics. And I know you Boston fans and, basketball fans, well, Jason Tatum led the Boston Celtics in every statistical category. That's cool. He shot like 22 shots a game.
First player ever to lead a team in all statistical categories and not win Finals MVP.
When you are the worst shooter in Finals history at 35%, you can't be Finals MVP. I'm sorry. And I'm not trying to stir the drama. Jaylen Brown, this was his moment. And he captured it. He was that guy on both ends of the floor. He literally said in the Pacers series, give me Pascal Siakam. Did he stop him? Not all the way, but he made it hard. In the final, give me Luka. He did his job. Can you stop Luka? No, but he slowed him down. He made it hard, and that's what is important. Jason Tatum, every time he got switched on Tatum, it was barbecue chicken alert, baby. It really was.
Widely put him in the posted him. No. Tatum got posted by Wiley, and it was over. He went to work and he got a bucket every time.
Again, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, neither one is a Batman. They're both Robins on a team, but one of them has to play Batman. And this time around, it was Jaylen Brown's turn to play Batman, and Jason Tatum played Robin. And what bothered me is, like, in the game, you hear people choke down Tatum. Again, don't get it twisted. I like Tatum, but his potential, he has a lot of potential, and he settles for less when he should be settling for more. And he settles for less. When you go 4 of 13 in NBA Finals, why the fuck are you chucking up threes? Get your ass in the postgame and go to work with your postgame that I know you got. Like, I don't understand why Jason Tatum is playing the game of basketball that he's playing, because you wouldn't have played that way with Coach K. Coach K would have been in your ass. And Jason Tatum has again, not earned the right, but he has the ability to do what he wants on the court and not be checked. And I think he needs to be checked. Otherwise, he's going to start developing bad habits that's going to end up hurting his career.
Well, I think we saw the bad habits, though.
There was a lot of
You just said he went 4.
He sat there on the podium and literally said, I wasn't forcing my shot. Bitch, you shot 22 shots. What do you mean you didn't force your shots?
22 shots.
You had the most shots, dog.
And every game, he had them. I think
Damn
every
near
game.
most shots.
I think every game, but maybe one.
The
he had
final
the
game. The final game was his best shooting statistic performance. He shot 42% in the final
That game wasn't really even close. And it wasn't even because everyone's like, oh, he has like 7 assists. You're going to draw attention.
Yes.
And I'm sorry that the dunker position, that everybody's starting to call the dunker position, what Drew Holiday played, what Aaron Gordon plays. I'm sorry that it was Drew Holiday and he can shoot 3, and he is smart enough and high IQ enough to get into those gaps.
I have to come to you with this question because I don't know if you saw this. I want to ask you. So on First Take, Stephen A. Smith and all them talked about that Jason Tatum is a top 5 NBA player in the NBA right now, and Jaylen Brown is at least top 15. What are your thoughts on that? I don't think Jason Tatum is a top 5 NBA player.
How are you going to say someone that just won the Eastern Conference, won Finals MVP?
Yep.
And not
they
even
said Jason
not
Tatum
even
is a top 5.
What did I count? 11?
Yep, and only 3 people.
And 3 people out of 11 voted for him. So 8 people, 9, 10, 11, 8 people voted for Brown. No, that's cap. You're just trying to look for. You're trying to overhype. And I've had a huge problem with Tatum since he cried so much at this All-Star game, saying I need to be the MVP.
He pulled an Embiid this year.
Well, Embiid had a case. Embiid was at a high caliber level with Joker. And
to me, if Embiid doesn't get hurt this year, Embiid might have been the MVP.
Joel.
He would have been the MVP.
He was on a tear.
He would have been back-to-back MVP, but
he was on a tear. Again, he would have won it in the
fact that
Embiid would have probably been
disrespecting Jason Tatum, saying he's at least top 15, and Jason Tatum is a top 5 player. I just have a huge problem with that. I just have a huge problem.
So I guess my question is so we said how we feel about Tatum. We said about we had about Brown. I think you and I both think Brown is the better player, but Tatum has the higher ceiling.
He has a way higher ceiling, but he's not.
But do you think he's going to get there? Do you think he's going to actually reach that ceiling?
No, I don't, because he's developed bad habits and he's allowed to do what he wants to do. There are times
I agree with that. Because like I said, we touched on it and we agree. I agree with you because we've talked about it. But do you think coming out of the East, we're going to say all the Bucks are healthy.
We're talking about next season.
We're moving on now. We're moving on now to on the East side, anyways.
The East side.
Boston obviously is defending champs.
Yep.
What is their potential to repeat with a healthy Miami Heat? With Trey Rozier, Jimmy Butler, healthy, whatever moves they make.
Yes.
With a healthy Joel, the 76ers. With a healthy Bucks coming back. What is their potential of getting out of the East?
I would say that.
Hang on. Guys, we have one more.
We're going to do it with Dr. Pepper. The cookie dough with the Dr. Pepper.
With Dr. Pepper.
We're going to do it with Dr. Pepper. He's going to go.
I'll be right back.
Again, to sit there and say what are their percentage of coming out next year, I'll say 40%. There's a 60% chance that they don't come out of the East next year. Now, again, I get where a lot of you guys come from. You play who's in front of you, and it comes how it comes. I get that. But they never played. Even, again, I'm not using it as an excuse. I don't want you guys to think I am. Luka was banged the fuck up. Luka was back, shoulder, knee, ankle. Like, his chest, his sternum. And he never used it as an excuse. And I have to give it to Luka. He played through every injury. He never made it an excuse. But to say that Boston's going to come out of the East next year, I think is very unlikely. They got their championship. I'm happy for them. I'm very happy for Al Horford and the Drew Holidays and the Derek White and even Kristaps Porzingis, who's been through a lot. I'm happy, but I don't think they're coming out of the East. I don't think they're coming out of the East.
Well, you say they're not coming out of the East, but Brown's under contract. Holiday's under contract. And Porzingis
what does
is
Al
under
Horford
contract.
do? I don't think Derek White.
Halford already said he's coming back.
He's already coming back. Wow. The dogs are coming in.
Dogs are coming in.
So
a lot of the key players are coming back.
I believe it.
Tatum's about to get paid.
You think he's like? I think it's like a $360 million.
I think he's going to be making like 60-some million a year or 63 million a year.
Again, it's tough to say because the East right now is just. It could be.
Well, who can make more moves? I think it comes down to can the 76ers make enough moves to catch Boston?
Yeah.
Or let's say the Heat.
The Heat will always have because Pat Riley will orchestrate something. I would honestly say another team, Orlando. Watch out for Orlando. I know you're not high on them, but they are young. They're coming up. They could possibly make some trades. But again, I would say they have a 40% chance of coming out of the East, a 60% chance of not. It really comes down to how the East looks, what moves are made in free agency, and what do the players look like come playoff time. And I can't give you that right now because we have no idea. What are your percentage of them coming out of the East next year? What do you think?
I think Boston's pretty cap-struck on who they have. So the
roster's going to be
the roster. The roster's going to be pretty much the roster. And I think a healthy roster coming from the Bucks with what they can do with a full year under Doc Rivers, hopefully, and a healthy roster with Terry Rozier and Jimmy coming back for the Heat.
I mean, to be fair, the Pacers
but I think it's
pretty much already locked up Pascal Siakam.
Well, the Pacers are the biggest wild card.
They gave Pascal
the Pacers and Magic though were the biggest surprises that had the biggest jump.
Yes.
So I'm not really considering that they do it again. We're big on do it again. You got to prove me that you can do it again. So do it again. So to me though, it's the 76ers with Joel. Who do they bring in as with the third star? Maybe it's a Paul George, even though news came out that they're not quite actually high on Paul George.
Yeah, so I think it's a huge mistake because Joel Embiid literally was on national television to say, I want Paul George. So
I mean, he pretty much eye-fucked the shit out of it.
He did.
So if you had to put somebody that would say that will take out Boston out of the East currently, because obviously there's still the draft and free agency to go through, but currently sitting right now, we're talking. Who do you think is in the position to add somebody that will be able to take out Boston?
I really do think it is the Sixers.
The Sixers,
it
me
pays
too.
me to say because New York, it's tough because I don't like how Tom Thibodeau coaches
the Knicks,
and he runs his players into the ground. The Pacers. Tyrese Halliburton's got to take that next step. If Tyrese Halliburton goes to that next step, possibly. But I'm going to go on a limb and say the Sixers right now because Joel Embiid is so dominant. He is the second best center in the National Basketball Association outside of Jokic. Jokic is too efficient to.
Yeah, I mean he's definitely the second best center.
So, but
real quick.
Yep.
We do have.
We're going to Dr.
Pepper.
Bringing in the bullet. Gotta
stir. With the old smoky cookie dough.
Get you a stir up.
So let's see how this. We haven't had this one. We did try the other two before we got on. But we have not had.
We have not tried the Dr. Pepper yet. This is gonna be live. Man, you get hit with both flavors. You get hit with that Dr. Pepper flavor and that. Hold up.
That cookie dough stronger. That cookie dough lasts.
Man. That's crazy. I really thought the Dr. Pepper would have took it away.
I thought that
Dr. Pepper is very strong.
With that kind of Dr. Pepper syrupy.
I'd have to put the Dr. Pepper over the Coke though. Like that's probably an 8.
It definitely mellows it out more.
That cookie dough's strong.
That cookie dough's
strong. I tell you what, but it doesn't hurt by any means. It doesn't hurt.
You love the taste of like cookie dough. You would love Old Smoky, and we give you guys the prices.
It's only $20. $20, baby.
Plus tax, so it's about $22, whatever. But it's a 750 milliliter bottle. It's the same price as Crown. That's almost about $30 a pop. We actually were looking in the liquor store. We're just pretty much fucking around. And it was like, because we were looking at peach. I'm like, he doesn't really like tea or the flavor of peach. Yeah, and they're like, we get Crown Peach. And I'm like, well, we've had it, but it's like almost $30 with tax. And we were trying different flavors. So we've had pretty much all the Crowns. Yeah. We're trying something different for you guys. We'll come back to the Crown when time comes, because there's some flavors that I want to bring to you guys that I like that you guys have probably already have had. But this Old Smoky, you know what, needs a lot more respect put on its name.
Yeah.
It so far is a bargain at $20.
Yes, a very big bargain.
If you like flavored whiskey, Old Smoky or Bird Dog, so far you can't go wrong.
But going back into the NBA talk, we all know that TNT inside the NBA is going to be ending after next season. NBA has decided to sign a contract with ABC, ESPN, Amazon, and stuff like that. A massive deal, which is good for the league. But TNT is losing, and it's a big show to lose.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley already came out and announced, which kind of hurts me because I like to see Charles Barkley on TV. He is retiring after next season after 25 plus years on TV. He is moving on. And I honestly can't be mad at it. He's had a great run. A lot of people have been mad at Charles Barkley, trying to cancel him for things that he said. And Charles Barkley keeps it 100. He's not going to beat around the bush. He's going to give it to you how he sees it. It's definitely going to be sad to see TNT inside the NBA go. Yeah. Shaq, what's next for Shaq? Kidding, especially Ernie Johnson. I love Ernie, man. I really do. What is next for those guys? Where are they going to go? Is Charles Barkley going to try to produce them on his own show, his own thing. That's something he's talked about. But the bigger thing is Charles Barkley will be off TV after next year. Next year is the last year we will get TNT inside the NBA. And it was an amazing run. You tuned into that because it was always going to be entertaining.
It was always fun. The race to the board was always great.
But what a run it was, and I'm very happy I got to see it, and I'll be curious to see who takes over because you're gonna have big shoes to fill to try to compete. Compete with that.
It's a bunch of different networks though that are going to be competing with that.
But
TNT, they fumbled the bag.
They fumbled it back. Charles Barkley even said that they fumbled it. But thank you, Charles Barkley, for an amazing 20-plus years. Like I said, on TV, you've been highly entertaining, and we're gonna miss you. And so
I think we're gonna miss all four of them. Really,
yeah,
all four of them. They just
Shaq. Honestly, I think will still be out there. I don't know about Kenny. Shaq's everywhere. You're gonna see Shaq.
Yeah.
But where's Ernie Johnson? Ernie Johnson's is very respected in the sports media, not just NBA, sports media in general. Like, I generally have a love for Ernie Johnson and everything that he stands for, he does. But switching our talk, staying on basketball, moving over to the WNBA right now. NBA is booming, and I don't give a fuck what all you haters, non-haters. The WNBA is booming right now. We just had our highest, the Sky Chicago Game 2 they played this year was the highest viewed game at 2.25 million views. The most watched game in 23 years. I'm 30.
Damn,
I'm 30,
old.
okay?
Old.
I'm 30. You have to go back. I was 7 years old when you had the most watched WNBA game. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Old.
All right?
Damn.
How old were you? Like, what, 5?
Damn, I don't know if I was even alive.
But it was the most watched game. Now, I'm only saying this because every game that has broke major records this year has involved Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
I'm not saying everybody watches WNBA because of Caitlin Clark. I don't watch WNBA just because of Caitlin Clark. Yeah, I've watched the WNBA long before he did. I love all the rookies. I love everybody in the NBA that's a veteran. Diana Taurasi, Brittany Griner, Sabrina. Candace Parker was one of my first loves that I loved watching when she came in. Cheryl Swoops, Lisa Leslie. I could go on. But it was the most watched game. And like I said, WNBA is booming, but it's very unfortunate. One of our rookies that came in this year, Cameron Brink, tore her ACL.
Yeah.
She's played in 15 games. She's averaged about 7.5 points. Or you round that up, 8 points. She's shooting 84% for the free throw. She's averaging about 5 rebounds a game. She was damn near leading the league in blocks at 2.3. Her offensive game was coming into flow. And it's just very unfortunate that a bright, promising young talent like her is going to miss the rest of this year. And she deserves her flowers. She's been phenomenal for the LA Sparks. And I wish her nothing but a speedy recovery, and hopefully she comes back strong next year. The way medicine is now, 20 ACLs is really just like a cold nowadays. But it's all going to be about the rehab and how she responds.
Yeah.
I wish her nothing but the best to get back. But staying on the WNBA, there's been a lot of heat going on in the NBA, especially at Angel Reese. My man here's got something that Jason Whitlock, who I fucking can't stand, this is what he had to say about Angel Reese.
He said, Angel Reese is arguably the most overrated athlete in all of sports.
That's tough.
She's incredibly unathletic, which if you've ever watched or saw any clips of her, that's not true. She has no skill, which, again, if you know basketball or know anything athleticism, that's also not true. No post game. That's why she hates Caitlin Clark so much.
Again, I get that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to be linked together for the rest of their career. If you think back, they met in a national championship game. Angel Reese won that game. That's the last game Angel Reese ever won against Caitlin Clark.
But she got the chip, though.
She got the chip.
She started the whole.
It all started. This is my thing about Angel Reese, and I love Angel Reese. I love her game, her toughness, what she brings. She's gonna put you.
I like her talk.
Again, her and Caitlin Clark are linked together. But this is my problem with Angel Reese. This is my only problem. You say you want to be the villain, but then you're crying. Villains don't cry. You have to. Do you want to be the villain or do you not want to be the villain? You can't have it both ways. You can't be a villain and then want people to cry for you. If you're going to take on that villain role, you have to take it on at full force.
Well, I think it's more of like I'll be the bad guy on like the court, and not necessarily like in the media.
Well,
like,
sure.
Or maybe let me rephrase. Actually, let me rebuttal all of that. I will be the tough guy in the media, but like on the court, like she's not out there because she got a flagrant foul on Caitlin Clark, and like I mean. Like,
it was a basketball
it would have been a flagrant foul in the NBA.
Yes, it would.
So
Absolutely.
it was a basketball. I would say it was a basketball play, but it wasn't intentional. She would. I mean, you even when we watch the replay, she wasn't just trying to smack the shit out of her head. No. She was going for the ball, but like I mean, it was a flagrant in NBA and in WNBA. So like potato. But I think both these girls are going to get their teams to the playoffs, which will be quite interesting to watch them potentially match up in the playoffs.
Yeah, no.
Which is where we're starting to lead to as the WNBA season has progressed. What is the
we're
fever?
Coming up on damn near halfway. The All-Star break's coming, so make sure you go over to WNBA.com and vote for your All-Stars. I already did.
Yeah, he did.
I posted it on my TikTok. Some people disagree with it. Some people liked it. It's cool. Vote for the people you like. But again, with Angel Reese, going off what Jason Whitlock said, you're retarded. You're stupid. You're dumb. I don't know why you have a show. Yes, is her offensive game polished? Absolutely not. She's a rookie. She has a lot to learn. She still has a lot to learn. Yes, Caitlin Clark might be more polished, but this is what I will rebuttal to a lot of people. A lot of people say, well, she only averages a rebound because she misses a lot. Do you realize that getting the rebounds takes a lot of effort?
That's
you have to want it.
More
like
than effort.
You have to if I miss a shot and me and him are going for a rebound, it comes down to who wants it more. Whoever wants it more is going to get the rebound. It's like, so now, hell no, I'm coming in. I'll throw you ass on the ground. I'm scared.
Oh, shit. He meant it. See, look. Don't come at me like that.
Yeah, it's all
my dogs get you.
To sit there and say that she's the most overrated athlete in sports is just fucking stupid. And excuse the language, but it's stupid.
No, it's fucking stupid. Because she's not. She was one of the better players in college on the women's side.
She's leading the league in rebounds right now.
So we have Cameron Brink, who is a big. Give me Angel Reese's.
Yeah.
Give me Angel Reese's. We have it here because I'm quite curious because at 22 minutes a game, well, Bo wanted to say hi because he's.
Hi, Bo. This is Bo.
He's very flirty.
All right.
He loves his attention. I don't give him love apparently. That's what happens.
Get off my table.
That's what happens. That's what happens when you have
cats.
cats.
We gotta get down so you don't get in trouble.
Cameron Brink. I mean, she's averaging about looks like about 8 points a game, about 5-6 boards, 2 assists, and about like 2 blocks a game, which is very solid for a.
Let me get her stats.
A very young rookie. Coming out of college, especially even for the WNBA, that's very solid.
I got Angel Reese. Her stats right now, she's averaging 12.4 points per game, 10.8 rebounds, 2.1 assists.
So how are you going to say that she is on what? Hang on, let me get back over to it. What did he? What said that she was unathletic. She's overrated and has no skill and no post game, but yet she's averaging how many points?
12.4.
But yet we have Cameron Brink.
On about 39% shooting. She doesn't shoot 3. She's not a 3-point shooter.
No, she's down in the paint. But Cameron Brink, who everybody has loved.
She gets about 5 free throw attempts a game. She's shooting about 75% from the
free throw line. Let me reiterate. Cameron Brink gets about 8 points. Yeah. And Angel Reese gets
12.4.
And I get 5 boards.
And she's giving you
10. And
she's
then
giving you 5 offensive rebounds, Angel Reese is. 5 offensive rebounds.
So my problem is Angel Reese, you're cap. You're just throwing shit out there. Because Cameron Brink, who you would say if she made it through the whole season, she's definitely top 4, top 3 in rookies.
Advanced splits. Angel Reese is getting a defensive rebound about 20.9% of the time, and she's getting an offensive rebound about 15% of the time.
Which is really good considering the position you would probably be in on the offensive side. That's great. So she's obviously the best big that came out of college this year.
And again,
she's averaging a double-double.
My problem is you can't compare Caitlin and Angel Reese. They play
6'3".
two different positions,
At
man.
6'3".
She's a big.
Angel Reese is 6'3".
6'3".
How tall is Cameron Brink? She's like 5?
I think 6'5", 6'6".
She's a tall girl.
Baby.
So if you want to see somebody that don't have a game right now, unfortunately, it'd be kind of Cameron Brink coming back from that injury.
Again, people that don't like Angel Reese because of the way she acts in the media, go watch her game. I get it. The women's basketball is never going to be pretty. It never will be
Calling it. They're going to drop that rim in about a year or two.
Shit.
But the ratings are going to jump. But before we get off of the WNBA, I do have a stat to throw at you that you and I have shared.
Oh, yes. The WNBA's... Go ahead.
It's crazy, but it's true.
WNBA is very popular this year, and this is still happening.
Despite a great rookie class led by the Clayton Clark, Edwards, Cameron Brink, Angel Reese, WNBA is still projected to lose $50 million this season, according to the Washington Post. The league has averaged a loss of $10 million per season since it has been a league.
This is my thing. What have I always told you? I think Adam Silver should take over the WNBA. I don't think the commissioner for the WNBA gives a fuck. I've said it for years. Let Adam Silver take this league over and take it to the heights that it belongs.
And so going off that, the truth is the league would be hard-pressed to exist without the NBA, said one WNBA executive who spoke on the conditions of the anonymity because the executives wasn't authorized to speak publicly about the league. 5 Nances. So they're about to lose $50 million in this season. And they chose to have private planes for the next 2 years. Now, there's been talks, and we touched on it a little bit in the WNBA because it means WNBA. I know you guys don't care too much about it, but there was talks that you could have private flights for 2 years or have an increase in salary, and they supposedly chose the flights. Supposedly, air quotes around it, take it as you will, but they're losing $50 million this year. That's hard pressed. The NBA has definitely kept them afloat. You have some big names. USA chose not to have Caitlin Clark on there. Was that a drop of the ball?
In some ways, it was because
not necessarily skill talent, obviously, because I think it's a break for her.
Globally, to get more eyes on your sport,
on your league,
yeah. So. But, again, I've said this for, you could ask him, I've said it before we even started this podcast, before he even started doing the sports talk with me. I said it's time for the WNBA to let Adam Silver take over both leagues. Because
that's true.
The WNBA commissioner, she don't care. Look at the trophies she gives her players. They're like $5 on Amazon. She doesn't give a shit.
He got more expensive trophies downstairs.
He got a more trophy. His dog's got more expensive toys than these trophies. All right. Let's be real.
You're wrong.
Like you just tell me you don't care about the league. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Let Adam Silver take over this league. You have NBA guys coming to endorse it. And what really hurts me the most is Kobe's not here because Kobe was so big in the WNBA. And I think Kobe would have been a big advocate for right now. And we don't have Kobe, so these other players are starting to do trying to do their best to help this league. But it comes with the players, but also comes with the people that are in charge. And the people that are in charge don't give a fuck. Well, they don't. They just don't give a fuck.
Well, that's the thing is that like we kept saying you can't fumble Caitlin Clark. And I felt like they fumbled her. You could put her on the end of the bench as a 12th man and not even play her. But people would tune in to see the actual stars. Because Clark is a star. She's a budding star. She's going to get there. She's going to grind. She's going to do her thing. And the Fever is going to get better with the other, top 2 pick that they had from the previous year. But the global views on the Olympics, more people globally turn in.
Yeah.
And you left her off of there. to me, that's a godsend for Caitlin Clark, so she can rest up. She can really focus on her game. She knows she's gone through the grind. So really, to me, it's kind of a godsend for her. Yeah. But it's a big ball drop for the WNBA because you really could have took a leap. And honestly, they got to find somebody that really cares about making the WNBA bigger at the top. Like, look at the NFL. Roger Goodell, he took over the NFL, and they have just blossomed. Look at the salary cap; it's expanding. The quarterbacks are making. The quarterbacks are making.
For David Stern, and look where it's gone.
The quarterbacks who are everybody knows quarterbacks. If you don't really follow the NFL, you know quarterbacks. They're making $55 million a year. That's the top highest. Astro Burrow. But look at look at the NBA. They're about to be like what, $60 million?
Yeah, new TV deal.
But $60 million a year players. They're making money. In the WNBA, I think, really, when you kind of watch them, they're kind of more skilled than the NBA players because
they're not as athletic.
Athletic. Bro, you just can dunk it out. But the handles and the shooting, we saw what Seth Curry went against in the 3-point contest. It was a thing
against him and Sabrina.
And it was if Sabrina would have been in the 3-point contest.
She would have took like second or third.
I think she would have tied it and sent it to a sudden death.
But again, I just think there needs to be new ownership. But
you gotta capitalize on Caitlin Clark. If I was them, I would be draining all of her out of it.
So getting ready to wrap up this episode.
We got baseball talk.
I want to talk about one more thing. So if you follow boxing, Ryan Garcia was suspended 1 year, had to give away his purse of $1.1 million, and was fined $10K. By the committee for testing positive for PEDs. Now, granted, when he first took the fight, he was not. There was nothing wrong, and then afterwards, he was tested again. Found out that he had something in his system. Ryan Garcia announced on Twitter that he was retiring from boxing because he was tired of the bullshit. We'll see what happens.
Well, and the MMA side. Conor McGregor, who is probably the biggest name that's left outside of the diamond.
With him and Michael Chandler, he was supposed to an injury due to Conor McGregor, so that was very unfortunate.
I don't really think Conor McGregor really wants to fight anymore. Again, it's kind of tough because he's already been paid. He fought Floyd. And he got so much money.
When you get to a certain point, there's just really no.
Well, how much money is it going to take you to get in a ring? You're in a fight.
Me currently right now, you're going to take a shit,
baby. I'd probably give you $1,000 and you get in the ring. Like, it would take too much.
So in the fighting world right now,
in the fighting world, McGregor has been proposed.
But in baseball, I posed a question for baseball.
Yes.
Should pitchers be punished more for hitting batters in baseball? There's been a lot of injuries recently in baseball with pitchers. You got to think about it. A pitcher's throwing up basically 100-mile-an-hour baseball at you.
Yeah.
Should there be a more harsh punishment for you being hit with a baseball? Should there be? Like, I'm asking.
You're asking, you want my opinion? Yeah. No, absolutely not. So.
What if I hit you with a baseball at 100 miles an hour? You tell me you don't want me getting punished? Bitch, I can kill you with that baseball.
Dude, I'm hitting with my baseball bat. There's no cap. I'm taking that bat.
Somebody from the Dodgers. Aaron Judge has been hurt.
No. So in baseball, there's rules. We have unspoken rules in baseball. It's a white man sport. You wouldn't understand. So in baseball, you have unspoken rule. If you have like a dude that's just hitting, you're going to peg him. You're going to hit him. I'm not intentionally trying to hurt you.
Bullshit!
No, I'm not.
It's 100 miles an hour!
Oh, boo-hoo, Crimea River. I'm not trying to hit you in the hand, the wrist. I'm trying to peg you in the side, the leg.
You can die!
You're not going to die if I hit you in the ribs or in the fucking leg. Grow the fuck up.
Bro,
Grow the fuck up.
Die.
The injuries have came from when players have kind of checked swings or they've got hit in the wrist.
God.
It's in the hand area. No, there should be. If you want, there's no fine. I don't personally. No, should be no fines for hitting players. Brawls.
So what about intentionally? If it was an intentional, it was intentional. No, I
because
think there has to be a punishment.
Because the same way in football. The same way in football. Not really in football anymore. But if you intentionally hit somebody late, you and I we both played sports.
Yeah.
If there's someone that's kind of getting off and they're becoming a problem. You're going to hit them. You're going to take them out. Okay. You're going to foul them really hard. And so you're gonna try to slow them down. No. You're done. You wear a helmet. You're special. You wear a helmet. No, because you're not aiming for their head. You hit their body. Yeah, it's gonna leave a bruise. Boo-hoo. No, there should be no fucking fine. There's a brawl that ensures, sure, because you don't clearly you don't understand the unspoken rules of baseball. If I
you hit me with a baseball 100 miles an hour the moment I get my shit down, boy. We fighting in the parking lot, the stadium,
well, there's times that brawls do break out. But if I hit your best player, you know what your pitcher's going to do? Your pitcher's going to peg my best player. So it goes back and forth. So that's the thing. So no, there should be no fines. That's the unspoken rule. You know, figure it out in a heated series, you know, a la the Orioles or Yankees, or Yankees in Boston, you know, or the Mets. Let them, you know, figure it out via that way. But brawl happens, suspend players. But I'm not trying to teach. If you're throwing a ball 100 miles per hour, you think you always have control of that, or do you think it slips?
It slips.
It slips sometimes.
Oh, shit.
I know you don't. I know you never played baseball, so
I
it's
played
split.
baseball growing up, but boy, you
didn't, boys. T-ball don't count. T-ball and post pitch, no. Coach pitch don't count, boys. No. You thought you were a hooper.
I didn't play in high school and shit like that.
No, you thought you were a hooper. You thought you was a hooper. Nah, you was trying to hoop. No.
Switching complete topics.
No, actually, no. We're not switching topics. We're on baseball. I have the standings.
Fuck the standings. How
about
Royals doing?
Fuck your Royals. Fuck the Royals.
We both going for the Royals.
We might be going to the Royals game here.
Yeah, we might
in a little bit. But let me know. Actually, let me know what y'all think. Should pitchers be fined or suspended?
Let me know what you guys think. Should pitchers be fined, suspended?
For hitting batters. But
intentionally, if it's intentional, not just if the pitch slipped like you said.
Well, intentional. I mean, like, let me know think. What? Is it an unspoken rule? Because like the pitchers can pretty much control it. Oh, you're going to get in trouble.
You're going to get me in trouble.
But in the American League East, you have the Yankees, 51-26. The next closest is the Orioles at 49-25. We go to the American League Central, has the Guardians at 46-26 over our Royals that are 42-34, and we're proud of our Royals. We're doing some that could, but our Royals could be leaving Missouri potentially to Central Missouri, potentially to Kansas. There's been talks, but also in the American League East, get the Mariners at 44-30. The Astros at 35-40, which is a little bit of disappointment for the Astros, honestly.
Yeah.
And we switch over to the National League. Because honestly, guys, baseball's hard to follow.
I only really tune in for baseball when the playoffs start. We only keep it.
And so I'm just kind of give you guys the standings here. I mean, we give you some big names, but you got the Phillies. Surprisingly, the Phillies at 49-25.
Phillies are the best.
Trash.
My wife thinks the Phillies are the best because, you know, a lot of families from Philly, so I mean that's biased. But you get the Braves at 41-31 right there at second place. In the National League, you get the Brewers at 44-31. The Cards, who's right next door to Missouri, or in Missouri.
They're 500.
37-37. And the National League West at the Dodgers at 47-30 with. That's what you did. 47-30, and the Padres right there at 39-40 with the Diamondbacks following, and the Giants following pretty close at 37-38, and the Giants at 36-40. That's kind of the standings. I know we're getting pretty close to the All-Star break for them.
We are.
Like I said, I'm assuming Royals fans. We're here in Kansas.
We're
Missouri's
going to catch a
quite
Royals
close.
game for you guys.
We're just trying to get there. I'll try to get to a couple Chiefs games for you guys.
Absolutely.
Our Royals fans are doing great. I I was there tuned in for our back-to-back run for the World Series. We snagged it in 2016, 2017-ish, maybe 2015. Sorry, I don't really know. I'll pull it up and get you guys before we get off here. But getting on to the NFL talk.
So the Baltimore Ravens unveiled a new helmet.
They did.
An alternate helmet. It's very solid. What team next do you think needs a new helmet?
Outside of being biased, I like the Chiefs to get something kind of nasty out there.
To me, I think it's the Browns and the Steelers.
And to me, the Browns, dumb. They don't even know what their logo is. Is it a dwarf? Is it an elf? You have the dog pound. Is it a dog? Like, what is it?
I think the Browns and Steelers would be great, but
the Steelers, I wouldn't mind the Steelers giving us something kind of nasty, something like black on black covers.
The real conversation here before we wrap this episode up is who's going to be paid next in the National Football League? Justin Jefferson he reset the wide receiver market.
So hang on. 2015 was the last one, and we beat the New York Mets.
Yep,
4-1.
Yep.
And the St. Louis Cardinals, last one was 1985 for you guys.
Damn, I wasn't even born yet.
Yeah, barely. And they won. They won it 4-3.
But yeah.
Oh, my bad. That was the last one. The Royals one was 1985, and they beat the Cardinals 4-3. So we have two, and then with the Cardinals we beat. That's why that's a highway rivalry, because they're right there.
Justin Jefferson reset the wide receiver market.
Jefferson at $35 million. We have a bet for you guys that maybe missed the last one. We have a bet on a Crown Blackberry when it drops that I get when nobody surpasses on average.
I get when someone surpasses.
I'm going to drink this Blackberry, so it's cool.
Didn't reset the quarterback market, but he's tied with Joe Burrow. Who will be the next guy to get paid? Who do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be CD? What is Dak going to get paid?
What do you mean? What do you mean paid?
What the fuck is Jordan Love going to ask for?
No, Jordan Love already got a contract.
He is in a contract.
No. He already got paid last year.
Did he get paid?
Yeah, he got a 2-year extension.
Talking about what is Jordan Love going to ask for?
Because he got a 2-year extension last year on his rookie deal, so they had to pick up his 5th-year option.
Oh, well, true. But
pull it up. And so Jordan Love already got paid. He got like a 2 or 3 year extension, so he's not really a problem. But if you're asking who gets paid to reset the market, I got you. It's not a wide receiver. It's not a quarterback. It's not a running back, even though the Patriots did sign Stevenson to a decent little payday. It's none of them. It's not a tight end, obviously.
Who's going to get paid more?
It's the defensive end. Micah Parsons will be the highest paid non-quarterback.
That's going to be tough.
You suck at looking shit up.
What am I looking up?
Jordan Love's contract. Boy. Micah Parsons will be the highest paid non-quarterback. He will get on average more than $35 million a year, and I'll put a bet on it. If old Bowens put a bet on it. But Micah Parsons will make more than $35 million a year, more guaranteed than Justin Jefferson. And no wide receiver, CD Lamb and Jamar Chase is what we got the bet on. Nobody's going to surpass him per year. We have the per year. I try to get the guaranteed. He didn't want the guaranteed. He wants per year. No one's going to surpass his $35 million per year. He don't know. My phone made me look up faster than you. Oh lordy, he's suffering.
They're going to pay a quarterback more than $50 million per season. So the ability.
All right, hang on, guys. He's struggling. It's right there.
It's hard to pull up sometimes. All right.
It's hard to pull up Jordan Love's contract.
$14.5 million.
In 2023, he started signing a 1-year deal, 13.5, and no, that's not what we want.
His deal runs to the 24th, meaning he's currently on track.
No, let me get what we need. I know he signed an extension.
I don't think he did.
He signed an extension.
Because I saw on First Take, they literally, or on Get Up, they were like, Jordan Love should ask more than what Lawrence is getting paid.
I guess I'm wrong. I am horribly wrong. I apologize. He has not.
Yeah, he's literally.
He has not. I am wrong. Yeah, the Green Bay Packers still haven't agreed on a new deal with Jordan Love, and that was from 3 days ago. Here
we are. He's 1 year, 13.5. He's not that. This is Jordan Love right here. He's an unrestricted free agent in 2025.
Yeah, my bad, guys. Yeah, no,
he's literally due for a contract.
I thought he got a.
He got
a deal.
But who do you think? So you think Micah Parsons is going to be paid?
Micah Parsons will be the. Parsons is getting paid. Jamar Chase will be. We're talking about paid. Parsons, CD, and Jamar Chase will all be paid. But the most that gets per average will be Parsons.
Parsons, that's fair.
I don't know when and where or by who, But Parsons will be on average per year, the highest paid player that's not a quarterback.
Jordan Love this year base salary would be $10.5 million. $10.5 million. And
he had a great year. I swear I thought they paid him, but I guess not.
Wow. But, yeah, that's us. Like I said, make sure you go try that old smoky cookie dough.
It's good if you really like cookie dough.
We tried it with ginger ale, Coke. And Dr. Pepper, we probably go Coke, Dr. Pepper,
Coke, Dr. Pepper, ginger ale. You get a lot of cookie dough flavor with the ginger ale. If you like the cookie dough flavor, that would be your lane. If you like more of the pop, to kind of tone it down a little bit, definitely go there.
But yeah, thank you for tuning in for another episode of Unsupervised with us. Have a great weekend. Have a safe 4th of July. We have one more episode. We'll have one more episode for the 4th. So we'll talk a little bit about what we plan on doing for the 4th. Like we said, we're going to have a little bit of an extended shutdown because of our job. We'll talk to you more about that next week. Thank you for tuning in with us.